Have you been given this clamshell exercise for your hip pain, but you've been noticing that performing it during or even afterwards, now you have more pain here, here, or even here? Well, today's video, we're gonna go over 2 separate modifications that you can try for this clamshell exercise. Well, today's video, we're gonna go over 2 separate modifications that you can try for this clamshell exercise. You're not doing anything different. All you're just thinking about is cues that may work better for you so you feel the right things working and not the hip activating and provoking. My name is Dr. Dawn. I work at Performance Place Sports Care, just one part of the locally world famous chiropractors here in Costa Mesa, California. If you guys like this video, if you like what we're talking about, there may be a free gift that pops up somewhere in this video, somewhere over my shoulder. Please, please, please click on it if you've been dealing with hip pain for a really long time now. It is a free webinar that we have put together that goes over the top diagnoses of hip pain, what you can do about it, ways to educate you. It's there for you. So please click on it. Those are next steps if this video worked out well for you, okay? So we're gonna get into now the modifications that we're talking about. I am assuming that most of you are doing your clamshells with a resistance band, okay? If you haven't been and you've just been doing your normal sideline clamshells for a really long time now, maybe even just adding a resistance band can be helpful for you. Things sometimes just aren't challenging enough and we don't notice a change in our pain because our body has adapted. So actually now I'm realizing I'm giving you 3 different modifications. Try a resistance band if you haven't already been there, okay? If you are doing the resistance band clamshells and you're noticing an increase in hip pain, usually the one that's working on top, first modification I'm gonna give for you is what's happening down below here, okay? The way that the hips, pelvis, and core all work together is super important in these exercises. We can't only just look at the hip, what is the rest of the body doing? It's all connected. So what I want you to think about, before we even lift our leg to get the glute activation here, think there's a cactus between you and the floor, and I want you to get away from it so it cannot poke you. And I want you to keep this activation down below as we raise our leg up and slowly come back down, okay? You may notice that if we're lazy in this and just going through our exercises, there's a lot happening at the spine, the torso, there's so much movement, we're powering through, we hate the exercise, and now it's just not working for us. So we're gonna be more intentional, get away from the cactus, keep that pressure and activation as we slowly rise up. We may notice we can't get as far and slowly come back down. Glute is happening here. We're not feeling any of those hip areas activating. It is now just a wonderful glute exercise, and we can try to audit this afterwards, see if now we're feeling a little bit better, seeing if that glute exercise is now not provoking you, okay? Last modification I'm gonna give you, if none of those have helped at all at this point, is we're just gonna change your position and take some factors out of it, which is the spine and the core, and just lay you on your back, okay? Leave the resistance band where it is, put your feet together, okay? A little bit of back into the ground so we feel our core working, spread the knees wide, and then we're gonna do our little clamshells here. You can go fully in and fully out if you need to, and seeing how this plays out at first. But then to make it a little bit more challenging, if you like this position a little bit better, is stay wide. Pretend there's a ruler in between your knees, and you can't go any closer than that with your knees, so now we're just fluttering out, 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 out the whole time. No hip pain, all glutes working on you, almost feeling they might cramp up, but it feels really good, and then we take a little break, okay? You can always go back to the original way that you performed clamshells after you try it this way and see, now it feels better, and now I have different ways and varieties of clamshells and ways that I can perform them. Go onto our YouTube channel and use the search engine and search for hip stuff, okay? We got a lot of hip videos on there for you, more glute exercises that you can try, educational pieces. If you didn't already take advantage of that webinar, please go ahead and do so. But I want you guys to keep something in mind. If people aren't giving you modifications like this to get you out of pain when performing this exercise, you should not be going home with it in the first place. If this is something that's hurting you and somebody's not modifying for you, I would try something a little bit different, okay? So if you need a little bit help or if you want different guidance, please reach out to us. We are here for you.